Hey, what's up? Today, I want to go run through my BladeStyle library. These are all the blade styles that are available through the Golden Harvest info folder on the Google Drive. I put this link in like most of my videos and stuff like that, and I've made minor updates to some of the blade styles here and there. Nothing major, and I haven't like made a video about it in forever. And also like the older videos just aren't that like, they're not that good. It's just like me sitting there showing them like behind me on like a wall or something. So in this one, I'm gonna be like in the corner and you'll see the blade styles a lot better and all that stuff. So yeah, I wanna run through that. Show you the updates, show you the difference between my blade styles and like the default ones. And just kind of show them off a little bit. So there's a few ones that I have like multiple variants of. I've got like 3 Kylo blades, a few pod racer ones, stuff like that. But I'll show you all that here now. Before I jump in, I do want to apologize for some of the sound quality in one of my previous videos. I just picked up this mic and I don't think I hooked it up correctly. If you haven't checked out that video, go check it out. It's just the previous one before this one. But yeah, sorry about that sound quality. Let's jump right in. The saber I'm using in this video is my KR. It's the one I always use, my flagship with Golden Harvest Solo Sabers, installed it. So if you're curious, now you know. And yeah, let's jump right in. So we're gonna start with the default blade. So let's take a look at it real quick. This is just like a basic default blade, and it kind of like, the blasters are fine, but the blade is just like on all the time. And the clashes, as you see now, they last the entirety of the sound file length that the clash effect is, and it's the entire blade. So that first of all, it's not like terribly accurate, and I don't like the way it looks. The lockup is good, and the force effect, if you check it out right now, is like it changes color and has like some crazy wave effect or something. Again, not the biggest fan of that kind of stuff. And I think the biggest thing for this is the clashes. Now, one thing I'll mention before I start up with my custom blade styles is that the clashes and stuff like that, they change with the blade style. So if you have like a flame blade, it'll be like a flame style clash. This is on the default files, or it'll be like a wave style clash on like a wave blade. And so let's say you're using like a wave, like my wave blades I use for like my Old Republic sound fonts, and also my Kylo Ren sound font. Like those are built off of wave blades. So they're like Canon blades, but they don't have Canon style flashes. So that was their clashes and stuff like that. So that was something I had to change up a little bit. And you'll see that here. So those clashes were only for the classic blades. I don't show you the other ones here because it would have taken forever and the video would be like way too long. But you'll see the edited clashes though. There's one more thing I was gonna say, but I'm forgetting it now. So let's just jump right in and check it out. So this is classic 1. It's just like a legacy blade, so there's no ignition effects. It's got like standard blasters, and if you see the behavior of the blade, it's got like a light flicker, kind of like in the movies. It's got a localized lockup, so it moves up and down the blade. Lockup isn't like huge. And then here's the big thing, those are the clashes. So they're really just like a quick flash, and they don't last long at all. Just like in the movies, just like a quick pop pop. And then, I don't know what that was. And then the force effects, if you're listening right now, they just like give a little flicker change, but nothing like major. Just so you know that something's happening. There's that ignition again. So you can see that it's, it has no effects. This is classic 2. This is the one I use for my animation blades. Essentially, it's got a tiny tip flash, and then the flicker has a bit less going on. So, because in the animation projects, I kind of see that the blades are a bit more solid. So I tried to imitate that best I could here. Lockup and blasters are mostly the same, but if you can see the clashes again, they're just that like quick flash, and then the force effects are also like a very minimal effect, and the color doesn't change. So I've set it up that way just because it's something I like. If you like the big like force effects coming in with like crazy effects and stuff like that, you can obviously change that. This is classic 3. This is a pulse blade. I use this primarily for my Tragedy sound font, because if you saw, and it'll come again, but it had that like blue ignition flash. It's also got legacy blasters and then regular clashes, which you'll see in a sec, but this is the lockup. One thing I do for this one is that it's got a color profile. I think it's color profile 14, where it's red, but all of the effects are blue. So the blasters are blue, clash is blue, and the tip flash is blue. I just think it looks real cool. And the force effects on this one have like a flicker because it's not really a legacy blade. So there you saw that blue clash again, and it's got no retraction effects. All right, so now we're getting into Classic 4, which is the same as Classic 1. It just has that big ignition flash that you saw there. So that just is the entirety of the blade. It's just a white flash, and the rest of it is the exact same as the Classic 1, like the regular legacy blade. And that's just if you have a sound font that you want like a big tip flash on or something like that. I don't really use that. I don't use this profile at all much, but it is there because I know people like those flashes, so I just made one with it. Again, you can edit the size of it and everything. If you like it the way it is, go ahead and download it. That's the 4th one. Yeah, as you can see, flashes again are edited. That was like the biggest thing for me for these. This is Classic 5. It's got like a crazy color swing. And in this one, each of the color profiles have a different set color swing. So they're not just like all white swings. Like I have it on this one, it's got like a blue swing. I think some of them might have like yellow swings. You just have to play around with the color profiles and find out what it is. And again, you can change them to be whatever you want them to be. That's just what I have them on. I use this for my Supreme Leader sound font. I just think it fits well. And yeah, it's got like a really small bass flash there that you see. This is Classic 6, the last Classic blade. Again, it's got like a super sensitive color swing, but it also has that cool ignition and retraction effect where it comes in from either tip of the blade. That's just something I did to have a little bit of variance for like a cool like ignition type thing, just right off the bat. Obviously, you can change that in the Saber editor. It's just I made a blade with that so you have it like from the get-go if you're using this as your like new default pack. And the color swing on these is super sensitive. There's that ignition again. So the moment you start moving the blade, it's gonna move. This is my second sister blade style. It's a wave blade. It's gonna be wave 1 in the files, and it's got no tip flash or anything like that. I tried the best I could to mimic the way it is in the game. It's a little bit hard because you can't add flickers on wave blades. I tried and I got it to work, but the wave effect wasn't as strong, like it was barely visible. So then I just decided to prioritize the wave over the flicker. Yeah, it's got like a regular ignition there, stuff like that. It's got regular blasters as well, and if you saw the clashes like here now, the regular like legacy style clashes like they should be. So that was one big thing that I changed from most of my wave blades. And yeah. So this is the one that was waves 1 and 2. I don't know if you saw the difference, but one of them had a tip flash. This is now wave 3. This is the one I use primarily for my Jedi Fallen Order, so my Cal Kestis stuff. Essentially, this one is just a slower upward pulsing wave. Again, same thing with the lockup. It's got no tip flash, but same with the lockup and all the clashes and stuff. They're all like edited to be legacy style, as you see here. So there's nothing, no like crazy, like insane wave effect. And I try my best, again, to match it to his like slower pulse in the game. I don't know, if you want to just use a standard blade, you can, but I like using these. Moving on into the other wave blades now. These ones, again, they have all the same legacy clashes and stuff, so I'll stop talking about that. I feel like I've said that a million times. But for these, I use these primarily for my Old Knights stuff. Just because like I don't like using, sometimes I use like the regular blades, but I like having like a little bit of something different going on. So that's what I do. Again, these are just like wave blades, so they all have some style of an upward pulse. A few of them have, there you go, you saw different like retraction and ignition effects, but that is always something you can play around with. So yeah, make of that what you will. We're just getting through them right now. I think we're on wave 5 if I'm not mistaken, and there's 6 wave blades. So 1, 2, and 3 I use for like Jedi Fallen Order. 1 is Second Sister, and 3 is Cal Kestis, and 2 Second Sister is Tip Flash. This is my Darksaber blade. So again, flashes, lockup, everything edited. It's another wave blade, but it's just like a bit faster of an unstable effect. And one big thing here is that the colorway I'm using is a 900 red and green, 1023 blue. So those are the input values for the LED channels. And I do that so that the blade doesn't drain the battery as quickly. That's, again, you can change that colorway to be pure white if you want. That's just 1023 on all channels, but that's what I do for that one. All right, here we go. These are the big exciting ones. It's like the Kylo blades. I like these a lot. Everyone likes these. Again, it's got that quick unstable. It's got the edited clashes, and these have like a blue tip flash. I like adding that to my Kylo because it shows his unstable. You know, he came from like a blue bladed lightsaber, and now I use the red one, so the tip flash is blue, and then the blade is red, and all the effects are blue as well. That's just something I like to do. I didn't really change all too much about the force effects, you know, the behavior of the blade. Yeah, so there you saw that tip flash again. So I have 3 Kylo blades. This is gonna be the first one. There we go, this is the second one. It's a bit more of like a wave blade, but I don't like using this one all too much because for some reason on the, as you see here now, on the flame blades, which this one is built off of, it's harder to change the clashes and stuff. And if you see, like, the clashes are smaller, but they create that hole in the middle of the blade, which is a little bit annoying. And also the color is like super diluted. Like, it's not, it looks more orange than red. So, all right, this is the third Kylo blade. I use this one actually for my Empress Palpatine font, but it's just like a regular unstable. This is built off a classic blade, so there's no like crazy wave effect, and it's unstable all over instead of from the bottom up. Again, it's got that blue flash, blue effects and everything, and it's built off of a pulse. So it pulses and it's unstable. So if you want that kind of an effect running, that's what's going to be happening with this one. Again, you can use this for your Kylo, but honestly you can use it for whatever. I use it mostly for my Empress Palpatine one. These are fun. These are like, there's not too much to be said about these. These are just like rainbow blades. I try my best to create 4 different rainbow blades. Mine are all running purple and yellow. You can obviously change that. I also have preset other colors where it's running all of them. I just like only purple and yellow for my rainbow blades. I'm a little weird like that, but you know, you can do whatever you want. So this one's just like a small upward rainbow. And yeah, so this is the second one. It's just like a faster upward rainbow. And again, this has nothing changed in the clashes and stuff. These are just rainbow effects. I kind of whip these out whenever people come over and like, yo, show us your lightsaber. So then I pull these out and everyone always goes nuts. They're like, oh shit. So that's kind of what I use these for. I love this sound font too. This is Proxima Centauri. It's like a super ethereal, like synthic font. So this one, you know, people go crazy for this. That's kind of the, I don't know. That's the only reason I see a point for the rainbow blades. So this one's cool. It like comes in from either tip and then the rainbow follows that. It like comes in like this. I don't know what I'm doing here, but you know, I'm trying to show you the direction the rainbow comes in. And then the retraction is the same. This one's super cool because when you see the retraction, it's like super slow and it's like really cool to watch it go out. So force effect does a little something cool. This one is like super trippy in the dark because it just like hurts your eyes. But yeah, these are fun. Again, I just whip these out to show people. There, that slow retraction I think is super cool. Like seeing the lights go, it's dope. This is the other one, is just the inverse of that. So it comes from the center and goes out and then the like colors will follow it. So they're going from the center out instead of from the outside to the center. Similar force effect and everything. Again, these are just the rainbow blades. There's nothing huge to be said about these. I just think they're pretty fun, they're pretty cool, and you can add them into like party blades and stuff like that, anything you want. So yeah. All right, next up is the pod racer. So this is the newest and most updated pod racer I have. So this is built off of a flame blade, and it's I think it's purple and yellow. I'm like colorblind as hell, so I don't really know what I'm doing with colors sometimes. Like I know when I code them what I'm coding, but then when I see it back like this one, I don't know what I'm seeing. So, you know, and then it's got like to match the like whoa, it's got like a shooting focus deflection going up the blade. Again, I'm trying my best to like imitate the sounds of these sound fonts, but you know, y'all know what I mean when you're watching this. Yeah, so again, it's got like all the clashes and lockups like to match that flame. This one is built off a Sauron blade, so if you want that like center out style, like starship blade style, this is what you go for. This one's just on red. Again, there are other color profiles in there where there's like multiple colors mixed in. But if you can see here, all the effects come from the center and go out if you want that look of like the back. I know the back strip of the like Millennium Falcon kind of has this type of blade style. So this is also what I use this for, is like my Millennium Falcon fonts and stuff like that. But I built it for the Pod Racer. And yeah, so this is built off a Sauron blade. So it's got like all of those style effects. There's the whole blade lockup. I think that really works well for the Pod Racer sound font. So I kept that in. There's the clashes and then the force effects you can see there. So those are all the blade styles I've got. I think there might be like one or two more in the folder that I didn't cover, but primarily those are like all the updates I've had. As you can see, they're all like super minor. They're mostly just to like the smaller effects. There's no like huge new changes and stuff like that. Again, feel free to download them, change them however you want. They're available for the amazing price of free $99. Just follow the link that I'm gonna drop in the description here. And if you have any questions or anything like that, let me know. I know a lot of the questions I get is like, how do I add them? There is a video on my channel about how to add these to your Saber. If you have problems with that, again, just shoot me a comment. I'm happy to help out, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and thanks for tuning in.